My name is Roland Andros. I made a shorter introduction to explain why I changed my Dutch name, and I also come from Netherlands. I speak English with a Dutch accent. I want to say something about the very many videos that are on YouTube about witchcraft, and I want to explain why everything with witchcraft, why is that nonsense and bullshit. That is because I may be a witch or bitch myself. But no, it is nonsense. The words bitch or witch are coming from the fairy tales, and everything is symbolism, just like the religion. Counts for all religions: Christianity, the Tanakh and Torah, the Quran, Islam, Hinduistic religion. It is all the fantasy of people ourselves. For as far as I have experience with something that looks like the occult, then I may have had something like a telepathic experience. I was able to send out a kind of message which were received by somebody else's brain. At least I have an impression. Because you always have to remember that if you are going through things that you cannot understand right away, always stay realistic and think it may be a coincidence. Because you cannot find a good reason why things are happening now, and then make the easy solution that there is some kind of invisible spirit having control over you or whatever. I rather call it telepathics because now everybody knows it. People who are twins, they claim that they have telepathic contact, and there is more to find about telepathics, but I admit it is not proven. There is no evidence. That gives the freedom to make jokes and fun about everything that other people have fantasy about. And what humor is, and especially sarcasm and irony, is in fact to tell the truth. And why is it funny? Because there are so many people who live in a dream, who live in a fantasy, and that is why most of the jokes are about religion. But the religion, of course, disappeared. I saw it also during my life. I saw lesser and lesser attention for religion. There are still many religious people, but the thing that's changed in the 1960s with the flower power that went on in the generations after that, and also because of the media, the internet, I think that most people then also saw that everything is a fairy tale. But unfortunately, not everybody. The telepathic situation that may look like witchcraft, now of course those people who do believe in witchcraft And I understand that almost every famous movie actor and every rock artist, even to my disappointment, Bob Dylan. And I didn't know when I was 16 that this belief in the occult was also behind Sympathy for the Devil by the Rolling Stones. I found that the song text at the age of 16 from the Rolling Stones, I found it something wonderful. How can you have a point of view like that? That the devil is having control over everything. And so you can also turn everything around. Yeah, just a new point of view about good and evil. But I didn't know that also Mick Jagger and Keith Richards were into a situation and that everybody was involved. Also David Bowie. Now, and everybody has seen all the videos, so I don't have to explain more about it. But it's absurd. It is. What is important is that I have a few tips, and I will write them on the screen then. It's from 10 years ago. It belonged to ZEITGEIST Addendum. And that was the first half an hour about religion. And later I found the channel Son of Saturn, and it was the same documentary of half an hour, but then without the story about the Twin Towers. And it is now called The Son of God is the Son of God. And now I recommend Son of Saturn's channel. I think that if you watch that first half an hour, that makes a lot clear. And what I did myself then was to I found more of that kind of situations with symbolism and how to explain the symbolism and why and how it is nonsense. I also found out that making the war plans for to throw a bomb on Hiroshima. So if you imagine the Earth and the United States, and then you can make in Washington of I believe Connecticut Street. If you make a line all over the other side of the world, you end up in Hiroshima. And there is a line to the north, 16th Street, and you end up in Vietnam. And there is another line, I believe that is New York Avenue, but I'm not sure. And that goes to Abbottabad in Afghanistan. And there are other streets are also going to the other places where the United States made a war. And it's all based on a kind of occult belief. And they have probably thought that the spirit of George Washington is still hanging around and is whispering in the ears of the current presidents or the presidents that have been all the time made all these wars. Yeah. But have you ever heard? What I did is to explain, for example, what the nonsense is behind the number 666, and why and how it belongs much more to architecture, and why it is the cornerstone of a pyramid. And so I hope that you want to watch my video about on that point. Because to believe that something in what is written in the Bible, that you can show that everything is symbolic. That means that these war makers, they believed that the symbolic talk was reality. There was really a message in all that symbolic talk. And the message was, where do we have to create war? And for what? For a new world order. But you can call me a Dutch asshole on wooden shoes, but I don't mind. I wonder if I don't mind because of the overpopulation of the world, and that to make a war once in a while and kill millions of people, that brings down the overpopulation. I wonder if I am. It is much more that what I want to bring over is that, of course, all this war making is not my business. It's not happening in my country. I did not live in the Second World War. My father did. The first 7 years of his life were in the Second World War. In Groningen, in the Netherlands. And, but I was born in 1968. And so, yeah, I don't have anything to do with the Second World War, and also not with the Vietnam War. That is why I mean that I don't really mind. I also realize that I have profit from it. We have here in the Netherlands a modern society full of shops. We are all consumers. If I eat meat, then I have the suffering of animals on my conscience. And clothing that I wear is made in India by people who get paid too low. That is just slavery. Everybody knows it. And also in China and in Southern America. And of course I don't have a car, but I do use the public transport, so that also works on fuel. And I can buy all my food and needs in the local supermarket. How does the stuff come there? With a truck. So the truck works on fuel. Now, every plastic bag, every plastic bottle that I use, that's all a few drops of oil. So we, with millions of people, we are all criminals, and we are all wrong because we are all consumers. So the oil that we need for our plastic bottles and also for our cars, that is for the oil they make more. And because I am a consumer, I also am responsible for the killing of children and so on, and killing of other people. It's all for my welfare. So I feel, of course, very... I have mixed feelings, of course. And I guess that everybody who is watching this video agrees with me. Cannot do another way. In fact, we are all wrong, and we are all criminals, and we are all profit from the war and from other bad things. So I'm a pig, and all of you too, and you know it. Now, and furthermore, yeah, the occult, now the experience that I had was, yeah, if witchcraft exists, then I can only say that everybody has to stay away from it. And for example, Aleister Crowley is doing the opposite. He's attracting people that say that witchcraft is wonderful. Now, I don't think that it is witchcraft, it is telepathics. But what happened, I had a wish, and and the wish became true. And that happened many times. But if I wished that when I wanted love, then the wish became true. For example, a girlfriend is a very big test. But the wish became true, but it with a lot of trouble with it. And it also didn't have anything to do with money. Because if you say, you have something that makes your wishes come true, you wish to win the lottery. Yeah, I tried, but it didn't work. But I saw wishes come true when I wanted vengeance. I was able to bring other people in trouble. But I didn't wish that they get a car accident or whatever, or that their house was set on fire, not that kind of things. I was much more thinking about something emotional, that they would feel guilty when they hurt me. And so I had trouble with my father, and then I wished him that he would feel bad about it, and that happened. The wish came true. I was able to, I had problems with a few young people here in this village who had a criminal mind, and they stole money from me. And then I wanted these people to have trouble with each other. And I think that is a nice punishment for people who have a bad character. It happens anyway. Also when I don't wish that people get in trouble. But I guess that is because something personal. I cannot do a wish for other people and that I can help them somehow. But I got something that I can defend myself with. It started when I was 18 years old, this coming through of wishes, and also to notice there was a lot of trouble coming together with it. When I wished something that was for myself. And so it was also not to get rich, because that was also for myself. It was only meant to defend myself against enemies. And that I was able to take vengeance on them. I also didn't dare to wish that they got a car accident or whatever, because I was much more too frightened that then the car accident also would happen to me. But to have a feeling of remorse because you hurt me, that happened with some people. You can make up your own mind, of course, how much you want to believe this story, but that is what I have seen, and I made a lot of arguments around it to stay realistic and don't believe in witchcraft. About all these belief in witchcraft and these child sacrifice things that I see on YouTube. Now, if the witchcraft believers say, no, wait a minute, what you're describing there is not telepathics, that is witchcraft. Okay, then when you believe in it, then you call it witchcraft then. It's okay with me. I rather want to stay realistic. And that then, also the other atheists say, telepathics, since twins claim to have telepathic contact, we cannot give evidence, we cannot prove it, but Okay, that is at least a little bit more realistic. Witch and witch belongs, and sorcerer belongs to the fairy tales, belongs to the symbolism. And that is what I want to make videos about. Just like this, the Son of God is the Son of God, and then explain more about all that symbolic meanings. And then I hope that I make other people also more sober and realistic. Maybe the videos that I made help to people to also get with their feet back on the ground. Okay, now it's evening now, and tomorrow I will show some of my artwork. Then you can also see that I have a talent to make artwork. I'm happy that you stayed with this video because you think that I am interesting. But I think myself is I was bullied on the schoolyard almost every day of my childhood. And I still can't believe that these schoolyard bulliers, they somehow didn't know how to stop. And that was also a kind of magic experience that I had a childhood in the hell. Besides that, I also had a very bad mother. She was always jealous. And she, when I was a small child, she hit me for almost everything, every small mistake. She smashed me for the head. And so I got a lot of beatings up by the schoolyard bulliers and also by my own mother. My mother was a man-woman. She talked like General Patton, or like Stalin, or maybe like Hitler. That is also how she behaved, like a drill. Or she behaved like Margaret Thatcher. Now, she suffered a lack of self-confidence and a inferiority complex. And I'm convinced that everybody who has this narcissistic personality disorder, it is coming from a inferiority complex. And I think now that I went through such a terrible childhood, and that this telepathic experience is something like a present from heaven or so. I don't believe in heaven, I also don't believe in the hell, but maybe this near-death experience situations that make me doubt. Now there is of course a lot to communicate about this. The video is taking a little bit too long, but now I'm happy that I finally said what I have to say about the occult. And I hope you don't feel threatened. It is not meant as a threat. It is meant as science. And we'll see what the reactions are. And then I hope you want to watch my other videos too. And of course, you can write below this movie on YouTube. You can ask questions, and I also am working on a website, and I'm trying to people can find me on Twitter and Facebook and so on, and Patreon. So I'm working on that, and then maybe in a few months I will be that people can easily get in touch with me. Now that was something that I really had to tell from the heart, and thank you for your patience. Probably you made it until the end of this video because you like to know about the occult, and that you want to listen to my point of view and to my story. And thank you very much for that. And I hope that you want to get convinced that everything is symbolic. It's all stuff from the past, where they believe in Hollywood. Alright.